This section we're going to be looking at point-slope form. So point-slope form of a linear equation. The line with slope m that contains points x1 and y1 can be described by the equation y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1 close parentheses. So we're going to look at an example of how this equation can be used. We're going to be writing linear equations in point-slope form. So the information we're given is slope equals 5/2, and we're given the coordinates -3, 0, which is a coordinate of a point on the line. So let's rewrite point-slope form. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. Let's go ahead and label our coordinates x1 and y1. Now let's plug in the information that we have. So y, we keep the y, so y minus y1, which we can see is 0, equals m, which is the slope, so 5/2, parentheses x minus x1, and x1 is -3, so minus -3. We can simplify this equation a little, keep y minus 0, the 0 can go away, equals 5/2, parentheses x plus 3. Now we're going to look at an example of using point slope to form a graph. We've been given this line with the equation y minus 1 equals 3 parentheses x minus 1. So let's start off by finding the slope. We know that in this equation m is the slope and 3 is in the place of where m would be. So 3 is the slope. So we can write slope equals 3. We can now find a point on the graph. We see that we have -1 and -1. But they're both negatives, so that means they're going to be positives on the graph. So when it's y minus 1, it's actually a positive 1, and when it's x minus 1, it's actually a positive 1. So now that we have coordinates and slope, we can plot our graph. So let's start off by plotting the coordinates 1, 1. Now we want to go 3 units up, 1 unit to the right because of the slope. Plot that point, and we can draw a line to connect these points. Here you can see how we used point slope form in order to find coordinates and the slope and then plot it to produce a graph. Now we're going to look at an example of writing a linear equation in slope-intercept form. We've been given slope equals -4, and we've been given the coordinates -1, -2, which is a point on the line. So we're going to start by rewriting the point slope form equation. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. Let's plug in the information we have. So y minus y1, which in this case is going to be -2. So y minus -2 equals -4 parentheses x minus -1. Let's simplify a little bit. So we get y plus 2 equals -4 parentheses x plus 1. But we want to bring the equation into slope-intercept form. So let's distribute the -4 first. So slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. That's what we're trying to reach. So let's distribute this -4. Y plus 2 equals -4 times x would give us a -4x. -4 times positive 1 would give us a -4. So we want to try and isolate the y. So in order to do that, we have to subtract 2 away from the left side. If we subtract 2 away from the left side, we have to subtract 2 from the right. So when we subtract 2 from the left, we're left with just y equals -4x minus -6. And that's slope-intercept form.